I want to talk to you guys about Jalen Hurts' legacy briefly. How does this Super Bowl victory, how does being Super Bowl MVP impact Jalen Hurts' legacy as the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback? Give me you guys' opinion regarding Jalen Hurts' legacy and the trajectory he's on. Because if you ask me, Jalen Hurts has cemented himself, in my opinion, as the greatest or soon to be greatest quarterback in Eagles history. Right? We know Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, but he was a backup quarterback doing it. We know Nick Foles is not really a franchise quarterback, right? We know obviously Donovan McNabb has done tremendous things for the Philadelphia Eagles, Pro Bowls, All Pros, NFC Championship appearances, one NFC Championship win. You know what I mean? Kept the Eagles relevant for a long time. Him and Andy Reid. Randall Cunningham is arguably, probably easily the most talented quarterback the Eagles have ever had. Randall Cunningham, unfortunately, never had an offensive line. Right? He had a defense, but never had an offensive line to block for him. So he was always running for his life. Randall Cunningham is easily the most talented quarterback the Eagles have ever had. Easily. The arm, the athleticism, the elusiveness. It's insane. But you gotta put Jalen Hurts over McNabb. You got to. In 4 years as a starter, 4 playoff appearances, 2 NFC Championship trophies, 1 Super Bowl loss and a Super Bowl win and a Super Bowl MVP. But you got to put him in that category. But see, McNabb has longevity on its side, right? McNabb has the longevity. He was our quarterback for a long time. He has the longevity. But I think when it's all said and done, Jalen Hurts is going to have more hardware. He's going to have more accolades. The only thing Donovan McNabb has over Jalen Hurts right now is longevity. That's it. He has the longevity. That's it. But when it's all said and done, Jalen Hurts is going to have more hardware, more success. All he got to do is stay healthy, like my man S. Blunt said. So I think Jalen Hurts, his legacy is being cemented as we speak. I think Jalen Hurts has already cemented himself into the Eagles Hall of Fame. I think Jalen Hurts has already cemented himself into the Eagles Hall of Fame. Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl MVP, the Lombardi Trophy. He's an All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, Burt Bell Award winner. Jalen Hurts has a lot on his resume thus far. He has a lot on his resume thus far. Hurts has broken records, Super Bowl records, playoff record. I mean, and also Jalen Hurts has, and also we got to be honest about this too. McNabb only played with really one good receiver. And that was, Terrell Owens, and that didn't last long, right? But that was an era before teams were investing the kind of money they were into the wide receiver position. And like S. Blunt said, in just 4 years starting, very impressive resume. Very impressive. Like I said, All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, Burt Bell Award winner, 2 NFC Championship trophies, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win, Super Bowl MVP, broken Super Bowl records. Brandon Lewis says Hurts can barely throw 20 touchdowns. And this is where the argument starts. This is where the arguments begin. Because you guys are so wrapped up in the quarterback position in the traditional sense. When you talk about Jalen Hurts, talk about his total touchdowns. Talk about how he impacts the game in the run game. People want to cherry pick Jalen Hurts' stats. Jalen Hurts is a dual threat quarterback. No, Brandon Lewis is an Eagles fan. I think Brandon Lewis is an Eagles fan. I think. But people like to cherry pick Jalen Hurts' stats so it can fit their narrative. But the reality is, whether people want to accept it or not, Jalen Hurts has logged in an impressive career for himself. Jalen Hurts, over his career, just from a touchdown perspective. Matter of fact, we're gonna do the quick math. We're gonna do the quick math, okay? Jalen Hurts, I'll bring it on screen so you guys can see it. You see, Jalen Hurts, he doesn't play the game with ego. Jalen Hurts, 2021, year one as a starter, right? He put up over 3,900 yards in total offense. And he put up 26 total touchdowns, right? 26 total touchdowns. In 2022, year two as a starter, he put up over 4,400 yards in total offense. 4,400 yards in total offense with a grand total of 35 total touchdowns. In 2023, he put up a grand total of 4,400 yards in total offense. And he had 38 touchdowns total. And in 2024, he put up around 3,500 yards in total offense and a grand total of 32 touchdowns. So, remind you, 2024, Saquon Barkley comes in, and Saquon Barkley puts up 2,000 rushing yards on his own. So, it's a trade-off. When you got a guy like Saquon Barkley in the building, it's a trade-off, right? Someone's going to lose their number. Someone's going to lose their stats, and it's okay. But what did you do with the opportunities is what matters most. The bottom line is, I think Jalen Hurts, he's giving you 2 seasons of 4,400 plus yards in total offense and 35 plus touchdowns. He's giving you 3 seasons of 30, 35 plus total touchdowns. He's giving you seasons of over 600, 700 rushing yards multiple times. Like, Jalen Hurts doesn't play the position the way every other quarterback plays it. So I'm not going to look at Jalen Hurts as somebody who's going to throw 40 touchdowns in a season, who's going to throw for 5,000, 4,500 passing yards. I'm not looking at him for that. Jalen Hurts is effective and he's efficient and he's potent in the passing game. He pushes the ball. He pushes the ball down the field. Let's not get it twisted. Jalen Hurts tied his career high for average yards per pass attempt, even though his passing yards went down. He had a career high in accuracy. He tied his career high in average yards per attempt. He had a career low in interceptions as a starter. Had a career high in passer rating. Jalen Hurts, although his total passing yards and pass attempts went down, His accuracy skyrocketed. His yards per attempt jumped. His interceptions went down. His passer rating went up. So Jalen Hurts has pushed the ball down the field. Jalen Hurts has been efficient. He's been accurate. And he's been potent in the pass game. He's a big game quarterback who elevates his game in the playoffs, right? You see, everybody gets enamored with the regular season numbers, but Jalen Hurts has pushed the ball down the field, not just in the regular season, but also in the playoffs. He's been effective in the ground game in the playoffs. He's a big game quarterback. He's one of 2 quarterbacks to generate 35 plus points in the Super Bowl. He's one of the only quarterbacks. He's the only quarterback outside of Tom Brady and Joe Burrow to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. He's the only quarterback outside of Tom Brady to outplay Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson can't beat Mahomes. Josh Allen can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. The only quarterbacks that have proven that they can beat Mahomes in the playoffs is Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's retired. So the only 2 quarterbacks in the league that have proven they can beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs is Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. And guess what? They're both 1-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. They're both 1-1. Joe Burrow is 1-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts is 1-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. And all time, Jalen Hurts is 2-2 against Mahomes. 2-2. All time. Meanwhile, Josh Allen can't beat him in the playoffs. Josh Allen is 0-4. 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. 0-4. But they want me to be concerned about my guy. Not only did Jalen Hurts win Super Bowl MVP in the Super Bowl, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes on the way to do it. He outplayed him in 2 Super Bowls, bar none. Not even a conversation. As of right now, Joe Burrow is 3-2 against Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow is 3-2 against Mahomes. Jalen is 2-2. Just saying. Did you guys also know that Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback in the NFL to win a Super Bowl that was drafted after Mahomes? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that since Mahomes has been in the league, this is how dominant he's been, right? And again, words matter. Listen to what I'm saying. Since Mahomes has been in the league, the only quarterback to win the Super Bowl that was drafted after him is Jalen Hurts. Think about that. That's a real stat. That's real. Now, since Mahomes has been in the league, Tom Brady has won the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford has won the Super Bowl, right? Since Mahomes has been in the league, we've seen Tom Brady win the Super Bowl. We've seen Matthew Stafford win the Super Bowl. And we've seen Jalen Hurts win the Super Bowl. Since Mahomes has been in the league, only 1 quarterback has won the Super Bowl that's been drafted after him. These dudes outside of Jalen Hurts, these dudes is Mahomes' sons. Outside of Jalen Hurts, all these quarterbacks that y'all love, they are Mahomes' sons. They are his sons. He took them in every night. But when Mahomes lay his head on his pillow at night, he has nightmares about that man, Jalen Hurts. He has nightmares about that. The whole AFC belongs to Mahomes until further notice. Green Wingman with a super chat. He says Hurts needs 2 more for the Hall of Fame. I think if he get 1 more here in the Hall of Fame, I think he just need 1 more. You know how hard it is to win the Super Bowl? If Hurts just gets 1 more Super Bowl and he just plays good football, he's in the Hall of Fame. If he gets 2 Super Bowls and he continues to break some records, whatever it may be, and he stays healthy, I think 1 more Super Bowl he can get into the Hall of Fame. All he got to do is just, play well. Before we go, you guys know what I got to do here. I got to show love to my members. Gotta show love to my members, man. Gotta show love. Gotta show love to the Big Ten Repper, Gregory Trower, Infinite Ace, Tony, Chaotic Green, 757 CJ, Ian Blackwell Sr., Green Wingman, Doomsday Corner, Dana Scott, Alex, Mr. Eagles Nation, Trey 979, Carol Hockaday, Sweet Chin Music, Fan of the Eagles fan, the boy RJ, FAMU. What's going on, Big Dog? 1, 2, 3, 4. Big Pickin, Michael Hardy, Shep S. Blunt, Luther Winfield, Dank Bird Gang, 5259. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys so much, man. Mr. Eagles Nation, thank you. Dana, thank you. Alex, thank you. Doomsday Corner, thank you. You guys have been phenomenal. I'm so grateful for all you guys who have supported the channel, who invested in the channel. The content does not stop. Just because you're Philadelphia Eagles, are world fucking champions doesn't mean that the grind stops, baby. It doesn't mean that the grind stops. Just because we got 2 Super Bowls in the cabinet, just because Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl MVP, just because we the littest city in the league, doesn't mean the grind stops. We're going to continue to cover your Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to continue to cover free agency. We're going to continue to cover the combine, the draft, prospects, OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason. Next season will be here before you know it. And I got you guys covered.